Our next Alabama-bound author is probably the only physicist on the panel today, Roger Reed. I'm sorry, Les Johnson.
Okay. Yeah, hi, good afternoon. First off, I'd like to thank Alabama Bound for having me here today. I very much appreciate coming down here. I live in Madison. I've been my adopted state of Alabama since 1986, living in Madison. I work for NASA at the Marshall Space Flight Center. And I started writing books in about 2004, 2005. The book that we have here today is a book on something called solar sailing, which I'll explain in just a minute. But I give a lot of talks about space and space exploration. And over the years, I've had people I've spoken with tell me you ought to write these down. You ought to write this down. You can tell people about what we're doing in a way that they understand it. Put it on paper. So I co-authored a book in 2005 called Living Off the Land in Space, about how we can use the resources of the solar system to actually explore the solar system instead of taking everything with us as we currently do. And it did fairly well. And the publisher actually wrote me back saying, will you write a book on one of the topics that's in your other book about solar sails? That's fascinating. So that book was published last year, 2008, and it's on the table back there. And I'm really fortunate with that book because it won an American Publishers Association first runner-up for the best popular science book in astronomy of 2008. My next book will be out this fall, and it's a book about why space advocacy should work with the environmental movement and how space development can help solve real environmental problems here on Earth. That'll be out in the fall, and I was a science fiction guy from way back, which got me interested in physics, and I am a physicist. I've also got a science fiction book I'm writing. I've got a contract for that, which will be out next year. But today I want to tell you really briefly what a solar sail is. A solar sail is just a great way to explore the solar system. Imagine riding on a beam of light, and think about the sailing ships of yesterday. And a solar sail is just that. It looks just like a sail on a sailing ship. But instead of the wind, it uses sunlight. You can't feel it because the force is very, very small, but the light coming in the window from the sun and from the lights in the room is pushing on you. And as the light reflects from you, it's giving you a small push, but the Earth's gravity overwhelms that. It's many, many times stronger. The air conditioning system that you may or may not feel right now is stronger than the push of the solar wind, the sunlight on the solar sail. But when you get out into space and there's vacuum and you're away from gravity, and you unfurl a large sail, hundreds of feet across. And we've done this. We've done some tests of these really reflective materials. It looks like aluminum foil, but it's thinner than a human hair, those of you who have much hair left. And it will move. It can't help but move because the sun's going to push on it. Think about throwing a rubber ball at a door on a hinge. And when the ball bounces off the door moves that way and the ball bounces off. That's what's happening with light on a solar sail that causes it to move. These have been built and tested. They haven't flown in space yet, but we know that they'll work. And once they're used, it's going to open up a whole new way to explore the solar system because they don't use any fuel. The fuel is the sun itself. So you don't run out of gas. It's like getting into your car and going wherever you want to go and just getting your energy from the environment around you. And solar sails really, for me, as someone who likes to think about the future and the human future and exploration of our universe, is the only technology that we have today that will someday allow us to go to another star, which right now is the stuff of science fiction. But it's physically possible to do with a solar sail that's unfurled very close to the sun, and a very large sail, something that might be the size of the state of Alabama. Really huge, beyond what we can do today. But that'll allow you to go very, very fast and allow our spacecraft someday to make that voyage across distances which we can't even imagine to get to another star and explore what's beyond our immediate neighborhood. In the near term, we'll use solar sails to explore our solar system and to go places that we currently cannot go with our rockets. And that's what the book is about. It's to try to let people know it's not a textbook, it's a popular book. It's written to get people excited about space and to let them know what's possible in space and what we might be doing in the next 20 to 25 years with this technology. So thank you very much.